Ocarina. Ocarina. Hey, Ocarina.
If you asked someone which Game Boy Color game stood out as one of the best ever made, you would likely get not one, but two answers. As a lot of you probably know by now, we are talking about none other than The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
And now, without further ado, let us begin the first part of our two-part review, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages.
Development for this game and Oracle of Seasons began in early 1999. Yoshiki Okamoto of Capcom proposed a remake of the original Legend of Zelda for the Game Boy Color to Shigeru Miyamoto. Miyamoto declined the offer, which led to Okamoto threatening to make a competitive product with a new title and different characters. Miyamoto, sensing trouble, asked Okamoto to instead make 6 games, 2 of which would be based on earlier installments, and 4 that were original entries. And with that, Oracle of Seasons and Ages were born!
As development of the remake began, the team faced a lot of problems. The screen of the Game Boy Color was smaller than the traditional TV screen. The team also believed that younger players would have trouble adapting to the difficulty of the original Legend of Zelda. Many changes were made to the point where the world map looked entirely different. A year passed and there were no positive results.
At this point, Okamoto asked Miyamoto for help, who helped the team decide on a trilogy of games that featured different gameplay elements featured throughout the Legend of Zelda series. This is also the point where the team decided to interconnect the games. They wanted players to begin with any of the 3 games and have the actions of the first game affect the other 2. However, this proved to be too difficult due to the Game Boy Color's limitations and the difficulty of coordinating 3 games, which led Miyamoto to suggest that the team would scale back to 2 titles.
So everything was going great, right? Wrong!
All of these changes pushed the release date so that it was that much closer to the imminent release of Nintendo's newest handheld console, the Game Boy Advance. The team had wanted to include special features that would only be triggered when playing the game in a Game Boy Advance.
But now, there just wasn't enough time!
Luckily, the release date of the Game Boy Advance ended up getting moved. This gave the team the time they needed to complete the feature.
Now that we're done talking about the long development process of this game, let's talk about the story. The game revolves around Link in his quest to save Nehru, the Oracle of Ages, from the evil clutches of Varin. In order to do this, however, he must travel not only across the vast land of Labrina, but also through time itself. That's honestly the simplest description we can give. If I went on, it would be about 3 more paragraphs.
Gameplay is where this game gets interesting. The game features a traditional top-down view. You use your sword, items, and most importantly, the Harp of Ages in order to collect all 8 of the essences that are hidden in dungeons throughout Labrina. There are 2 different overworlds for this game, the world of the past and the world of the present. This makes for some very interesting situations, as what you can do in the past can directly affect you in the future.
This game and Oracle of Seasons were both commercial and critical successes. Each game sold 4 million copies. This game received a lot of praise for its good graphics. However, the most praise was received for the interconnectivity of the game. Nintendo's most difficult gimmick paid off. I do enjoy this game because of the focus on puzzle solving instead of action. The game looks great anyways, and will continue to remain to be a classic staple for the Zelda series.
It was great!
Honestly, this game was the first Zelda game I ever played. As a kid, getting this game, I was a little skeptical. I'd never played a Zelda game, but I have to say, it was pretty mind-blowing as like a 5-year-old kid. So I'd give this game about a 7 out of 10. As far as aging goes, it still is a really cool game, but the gimmick of interconnectivity just doesn't really, satisfy gamers anymore, I guess. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.
Hey, Ocarina!